head out to the stadium with the voice of the Trojans, Jay Turner.
Well, it is week 3 of the high school football season and a second trip to Hank Roy Stadium tonight as the Trojans take on the homestanding Glasgow Scotties. This is Jay Turner along with John Butler and Robert Bauer from Hank Roy Stadium. The Trojans lost to the Hornets here in Game 1 of the Scottie Bowl 2 weeks ago, 34-13, and last week at Campbellsville University, Barren County fell to Greene County 40-24 in the first game of the Fork Bank Bowl. Glasgow is 1-0 on the season, ranked 10th in the state in 2A in football this week, according to the Associated Press. The Scotties did not get to play Casey County last Saturday night in the Fork Bank Bowl at Campbellsville University due to lightning and storms that moved across the Campbellsville area. So they have had 2 weeks to prepare for tonight's game against the Trojans. They played Campbellsville in the season opener here at Scottie Field, with Glasgow winning that ball game 60-14 2 weeks ago. Scotties had around 500 yards of offense. The Eagles had 290. Scottie senior quarterback Desi Austin was 9 of 15 for 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. Sophomore running back Trojans Bradley ran for nearly 200 yards on 15 carries and scored 3 touchdowns. And senior running back Jasper Mundy ran for nearly 100 yards on 11 carries and scored 2 TDs. This will be the last time Barren County and Glasgow will play in the annual rivalry game for at least 2 years, as the Trojans are having to adjust their schedule with a 4A defending state champ and currently top-ranked South Warren, who will move up to 5A next year and will become a district opponent of the Trojans next season. So the Trojans will be in a 5-team district next year with South Warren, Bowling Green, Greenwood, and Grayson County. Coach Jeff Griffith felt it was in the best interest in trying to build the program and get it on a more sound foundation. And with 4 new opponents next season, including South Warren, Coach Griffith felt the need to evaluate all aspects of the game and the program, and scheduling is one of those. And, of course, I'm sure this won't be the last time that Barren will play Glasgow in football, but just put the series on hold for at least a couple of years. Also, there's going to be some facility changes at Trojan Field and some other things to try and improve the program from the ground up, and we'll see what happens with that.
Yes, we will. You know, this is, like you said, you know, this is obviously a controversial decision, but this is what Coach Griffith thought was in his best interest of the program, and you know you have to honor that. And you are right. The district just got tremendously stronger next year. It's not like it's not hard right now with Bowling Green and Greenwood, but that addition of South Warren makes it one of the more loaded 5A districts in the state. It would probably be the strongest 5A district in the state. So, you know, the decision is it is what it is. It's for the next couple of years, and we'll see where that lands down the road.
Of course, Glasgow has beaten Barren County 14 of the last 18 years. Trojans winning in 98, 06, 08, and 14. All by a total of 8 points, and 2 of those 4 wins were in overtime in 1998 and 2006. The last win coming in 2014. It was 14-11. Scotties won last year's matchup 34-15, finished the year at 6-6 under the new head coach Jeff Garman, now in his second season here at Glasgow High. This year the Scotties are the preseason favorite to win Class 2A District 3 against opponents Monroe County, Greene County, and Metcalfe County. 6'2", 220-pound senior quarterback Desi Austin, a 3-year starter, was chosen as the preseason player of the year as well. Austin threw for nearly 2,000 yards last year and 19 touchdowns. 2 of his receivers, senior Ben Hughes, caught 43 passes for 707 yards and 11 touchdowns, and Griffin Murphy had 43 receptions for 512 yards and 3 TDs. Running back Jasper Mundy had 335 yards and 7 touchdowns last season for the Scotties. There are 13 seniors on this year's Glasgow team, 15 juniors, 14 sophomores, and 16 freshmen. Plus, they have a solid defense returning as well. And Trojans definitely have a challenge tonight against a very experienced Glasgow team.
Yeah, I think that's an understatement. It will be a big challenge. You know, a lot of times rivalry games tend to be played closer just because of the nature of the rivalry game. But But in terms of numbers and talent, I mean, this looks like one of the more formidable Glasgow teams. They have, they have great speed. It does hurt down the road. The loss of Dalvin Smith. He was an electric athlete, and he was lost last year with a leg injury, and then I think this year it's his knee injury, and he is a tremendous athlete and potentially a great football player, and he's out, and that will hurt them, I think, long term. But this is it's probably one of the bigger Glasgow teams that I've seen. If you just when they walk out on the field, they look like a football team. They got size, and they got experience now, and the only thing that may be in Glasgow's obstacle down the road is that AA this last couple of years has been pretty strong up the top, and with Mayfield and Christian Academy and DeSales, and those are some three tough teams I have to go through. But around this area in AA, I think Glasgow is by far the best team in this part of the state in AA.
Yeah. You talk about injuries to Dalvin Smith for Glasgow. Barren County having the same problem as well. Kyle Roach, collarbone. And the last game against Greene County up at Campbellsville University last Friday night will probably be out the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for the senior.
It is. It's tough, and he's put his time into it. He's worked hard in the weight room. I think this is only his 40 plays, so he's put a lot of time into it. And it's unfortunate your last year that you go out so quickly, in the second game on a hit on the sideline that was, kind of a blindside hit. But, it was tough for Kyle. I know he went through surgery this week, and I think the surgery went well, but he's going to be out a long time. And that's the type of injury it's hard to come back in 1 year in football because, especially when you're a defensive player, you got to tackle, and that shoulder is used to tackle with.
And, of course, Cooper Mannion will not play tonight for the Trojans, out with a shoulder injury, and not sure what the status is or when he'll be back.
I don't know. I know he played all through the last week's game against Greene County, so I'm not really sure when that happened. But I do know he missed last year with the shoulder injury, and I don't know if it's a reoccurrence of that or not, but it's a big loss. He was either our leading tackler or he was in the top three. He made a lot of plays his first two games, and I thought he played really well. And that's a big loss for the Trojans. He's he and Kyle on a team that does not have very much depth. Glasgow's a 2A program. They have more players than we do, and losing both players that's a big loss.
Yeah.
And a big uphill battle anyway tonight.
19 minutes away from kickoff here at Scottie Field as Barren County and Glasgow go head-to-head here tonight. Our pregame report brought to you by attorney Catherine Thomas. Just like in football, hard work and fair play are what makes winners. Catherine Thomas will put in the hard work and instill fair play, so we all win. Vote Catherine Thomas for district judge. We'll come back, take a look at the lineups after this timeout. You're listening to Trojan Football on 103.7 Nash Icon. The guards are Connor Cassidy, 6 foot 228, a junior. Elijah Barnett, 6'2", 260, a junior. Center is Mitchell Ponder, 6'6", 314, a senior. Tight end Gavin Bird, 6'4", 200, a junior. The receivers are Ben Hughes, 6'1", 188, a senior. Griffin Murphy, 5'10", 135, and a junior. And Jaden Franklin, 6'6", 183 and a freshman. The running back is Jasper Mundy, 6 foot 165 and a senior. Quarterback is Desi Austin, 6'2", 200 and a senior. And the kicker is Noah Howard, 5'7", 120 and a junior. On defense for the Scotties, the ends are Stephen Franklin and Draven Pope, 6'1", 220, a senior. Eric Bradshaw and Deshaun Mitchell are the tackles. Bradshaw 5'8", 218, a junior. Mitchell 6 foot 275 and a senior. Linebackers are Gavin Bird along with Henry Harris, 6'2", 184, a senior. Saverio Greer, 5'10", 183, a junior. Josiah Moore, 6'1", 167, a senior. Dontavius Oates is one of the corners at 6'1", 168, a sophomore. And Evan Riddle at 5'10", 135, and a senior. The safety is Jasper Mundy. Head coach is Jeff Garvin. And the Barren County Trojans in offense, the tackles are Aaron Kearney, 6'1", 215, a senior. Britton Davis, 6'1", 259, a junior. The guards are Wyatt Pettigo, 6 foot 185 and a sophomore. Ty Springer, 5'10", 223, a senior. Center is Cody Rogers, 5'11", a freshman. The receivers are Colton Thomas, 6'3", 178, a junior. Max Pena, 5'5", 117, a senior. And Blake Terry, 6'1", 170, a junior. Running backs are Matthew Bellamy, 5'10", 143, a senior. And Zach New, 6'1", 183, a senior. Quarterback is Isaac Atwell, 6'1", 200, a senior. Kicker is Logan Sanders, 6 foot 164, a freshman. Defense for the Trojans tonight, the defensive ends are Andy Emmett, 6'3", 191, a junior, and Chris Aguero, 5'5", 187, a junior. He'll be playing in place of Cooper Mannion tonight. Nose tackle Cameron Hurt, 6'1", 270, a sophomore. Linebackers are Zach New, along with Stanton Gott, 6'1", 191, a senior. Gibson Lowe, 5'10", 150, a senior. Heston Harrison, 6'1", 181, a senior. Corners are Matthew Bellamy, along with Blaine Rigsby, 5'8", 150. Goldsmith, 6'1", 153, and a junior. Head coach for the Trojans is Jeff Griffith. His assistant coaches are Tommy Muse, Nathan Peters, Chad Perkins, Tony Sneed, Doug Alexander, Denny Brand, and Tyler Knight. And the lineups brought to you by McDonald's, now serving breakfast all day, every day. Back with more in a moment. This is Trojan Football on 103.7 Nash Icon.
There's strong and there's titanium strong. Castrol Edge Advanced Full Synthetic Motor Oil.
Either that or
So take a look at the game time weather brought to you by Kid Cricket Upscale Consignment Boutique. When the seasons change, so do your child's size. So whether you're looking to consign or buy, think Kid Cricket on Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. Perfect weather tonight here in week 3 of this football season. Sunny skies, clear skies, 73 degrees.
That's pretty perfect. That's exactly right. That is not, we got some hurricanes around us, but I think they're going to stay east and south of us.
Let's see. Let's look at some games around the region tonight. Allen County Scottsville is at Monroe County. We'll keep tabs on that one.
Should be a good game.
And that's the next 2 opponents for the Trojans. You got Monroe County at home next Friday night, first home game of the season, and then we'll go on the road to Allen County Scottsville 2 weeks from tonight. Adair County hosting LaRue County.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand as the Glasgow Scotties marching band under the direction of Jonathan Holmes plays our national anthem.
Most boats and small engine equipment have a hard time with this new fancy ethanol gas. But we have the secret to eliminating phase separation, rust and corrosion buildup, sticky valves, and much more. This miracle product is called Phaser 3000, made by Primrose. This is a mix-and-go product, so don't forget, you can fill those boats up 24 hours at our pumps with a debit or credit card with easy access and a well-lit island. And of course, the diesel fuel is still treated year-round with power service. Stop by our office or call today to check out this amazing product. Big Meta Oil, 219 Industrial Drive in Glasgow. Call 270-651-5212. You'll be glad you did. See you on the lake.
Here's an alarming statistic. If you text and drive, you're 23 times more likely to have a car crash. A.F. Crow & Son reminds you that texting while driving has become the #1 driving distraction for many people. Be aware of the dangers and keep your attention on the road, not on your phone or mobile device. Educate yourself. Take the pledge. Share the message. Don't text and drive. A message from A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home in Glasgow. Our family serving yours since 1928. You're listening to Barren County Sports on 103.7 Nash Icon.
This is Trojan Academy Principal and Trojan Head Boys Basketball Coach Warren Cunningham. We are BC.
Welcome back to Glasgow High School and Scottie Field, Hank Roy Stadium. Jay Turner with John Butler and Robert Bauer. Tonight's football schedule is brought to you by South Central Bank. Small enough to know you, big enough to help. We'll take a look at a Coca-Cola scoreboard throughout the night. Check out all the scores from other games around the area. Captains are meeting at midfield. And the officials for tonight's game brought to you by Whitlow Family Vision Centers. If you're having trouble with your eyesight, call Whitlow Family Vision Centers, 270-651-2020. Also scheduling Saturday appointments. The officials for tonight's game are referee Jackie Dupin. The umpire is Don Bainey. Linesman is Rick Taylor. Line judge is Stephen Marshall. And Steve Hazel is the back judge. Just had the coin toss brought to you by ABC Finance. ABC Finance on Columbia Avenue in Glasgow. Call 659-9800.
Can't say that I've heard of this crew. But do you remember ever?
None of the names sound familiar to me.
I'm just wondering if this crew is from outside the area, just because there's so many games around this area right now. Quality games, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. We're 3 for 3 on the year winning the coin toss. We have deferred for the third game in a row to the second half.
Okay. Remind you, you're listening to Barren County Trojan football on 103.7 Nash Icon, WHHT FM, Cave City, Glasgow, Bowling Green. As we get set for the Farmers RECC Jackie Browning Memorial Opening Kickoff. And our first quarter of action, sponsored by Citizens.
If you look for the Trojans, we're going burgundy helmet, white shirt, which we've been in white all year, but also this time we're going to the burgundy pants rather than the gold pants.
With the gold stripes down the side. Burgundy numbers.
I'm not a huge fan, Robert. We've talked about it. I don't like all one color.
Hard to match all the way.
All the way, yeah. I like their Glasgow's light blue. That's my favorite of their colors.
The Columbia blue?
I do, with the blue helmet. I thought they looked sharp last week. 2 weeks ago.
Glasgow lining up. We'll be moving left to right. Barren County will kick off. Back to receive for the Scotties is Don Tavis Oates and Griffin Murphy.
Opening the game, Logan Sanders tees the ball up for Barren County. Deep for the Scotties, number 11, Griffin Murphy.
Logan Sanders will kick off for the Trojans. And the sun is setting.
Perfect. And we just got to kick it.
And this one's going to be taken by Ben Hughes. Hughes running up the near sideline, trying to cut back toward the middle. And host of Trojans bringing him down at the 44-yard line of Barren County.
Well, that was the squib kick, but we squibbed it to, I always think, the wrong person. Ben Hughes is one of their better players, so
You try to keep it away from Griffin Murphy and the speed in the back, but you
don't want to take it to Ben Hughes. So good field position, 45 for Glasgow.
45-yard line.
Desi Austin is the quarterback. He's 6'2", 220. Out of the shotgun. And he'll pitch it back to Flea Ficker. They're going to go downfield.
Got him.
Long pass is little overthrown. Griffin Murphy, the intended receiver, all the way down at about the 5-yard line.
Yeah, they went for the home run. That's the little razzle-dazzle handed to the back, and he pitched it back, and he was wide open just on the flat. They had 3 go routes. Everybody's running long that time, and just overthrown. Going for the home run to start the game.
3 receivers to the left. You got Mundy in the backfield. He's going to carry the football. He's met for a loss on the play. Good hit there by
Eston Harrison. Big play. Loss of 1 on the play.
Eston Harrison, 6'1", 181 senior linebacker, making the stop there. Making 3rd down and 11 for Glasgow. 3 receivers left, 2 to the near side, and here is Austin. Got plenty of time here to throw. He's at the 50. Will throw it downfield, and it is going to be caught. And a touchdown for Glasgow. That will be Jaden Franklin. 46-yard pass.
I don't want to be too critical, but that ball has to be knocked down, to be honest with you. That was a scramble. A good throw by Desi Austin, but we kind of just, I think it's fair, right? We just kind of watched it, to be honest with you. Nobody really broke for the ball, and there were a couple Glasgow kids around it, but we had several as well, and not a whole lot of aggressiveness in going for the ball.
It just floated forever.
Just floated. I mean, I'm shocked, to be honest with you.
Noah Howard will attempt the extra point, and it's up, and it's good. So Glasgow on the scoreboard, 7-0, 51 seconds into the first period.
Those are, when you're already back against the wall coming in, you got to make plays like that. You got them 3rd and less than 10. You got to make that stop.
Yeah, that play can't be made. 3rd and long, and a scramble, and like I said, the play was to be made right there. We just have to make that play, and we really didn't go for it, to be perfectly honest with you. And that's the freshman on the touchdown, Jaden Franklin, 6'6". You know, he's a heck of a player, athlete. You can tell he's a really good basketball player. I think people probably remember his dad, Poppy Franklin here.
Yep.
And he has had been talked about for a while, since, you know, middle school and so forth. And I think you'll see him in basketball, and he's a lean 6'6". I mean, his dad was a lot bigger, thicker, right? Yeah. Just like a post player, but this kid is more of a skilled player on the outside. And as Robert said, it's not, when you are a huge underdog, and we are, that's not exactly how you want to start.
Keith Sturgeon and Max Pena back for Barren County, as Noah Howard will kick off from the 40-yard line. That's a squib. Rolling on the ground, picked up, though, by the Trojans as they run it across field. Try to turn the corner. That's number 20 for the Trojans. Tanner Slagle, the kickoff returner for Barren County.
That's probably Tanner's 5th return this year. I mean, I don't know if our back people have made a catch this year.
I think he had every one of them the other night at Campbellsville.
That's exactly right. There are 2 back players who are really the ones that you intend to go to, has not caught one. That's another good job by Tanner. Good field position for the Trojans.
40-yard line.
All right on the 40-yard line of the Trojans. First drive of the football game for BC. Isaac Atwell is the quarterback. Get 2 receivers each way. Out of the shotgun, he'll take the snap. He's going to hand it off to his running back, and that's Zach New. Zach New will get a yard, maybe 2.
You know, last week against Greene County, we ran the ball much better. We had over close to 160, 170 yards, and moved the ball considerably better than the first week. We'll need to do that again.
Second down and 9 for Barren. Here's Atwell. He's going to pitch it over to the right side. It is complete to Bellamy, close to a first down, but about a yard short.
It's nice to see Matthew Bellamy back. He missed last week against Greene County, and he's one of our better athletes. Gain of 8 on the play. Just a little quick hitter.
Spotted right close to the 49-yard line. 3rd down and 1. Atwell catching Glasgow offsides.
And that will be a first down for the Trojans right there. 3rd and 1, and got them to jump.
So that'll move the football down to the Glasgow 46-yard line. For Citizens First Bank, first down of the ball game for Barren. Here's Atwell. Hand off to Bellamy, and ran it on toward the near side, the left hash mark. He's going to be tackled for no gain, really, maybe a half yard.
Yeah, that was that jet sweep, and basically handed it off to Matthew while he was in motion. It's going to be hard to go wide consistently against Glasgow. Their team speed better than the Trojans.
Trips to the right. Bellamy trying to get set there. Here's Atwell taking the snap. He's rolling out to the right. He's going to put it in the air, and it's way overthrown. It's picked off. Glasgow with the interception. And a tackle made at the 39-yard line. That was Evan Riddle that intercepted the football.
The ball was just overthrown. Actually, he was trying to get the ball out to Blake Terry on about a 10, 15-yard out route, and basically the ball was thrown high and wide that time, and fairly routine, easy interception for Glasgow.
First down 10, Glasgow at their own 39-yard line.
Mundy in the backfield next to Desi Austin. They got 3 receivers here on the near side. Handoff coming to Mundy. Mundy trying to get some right. He breaks from tackle to tackle and finally brought down at the 47-yard line. We got a marker down, and let's see what that's all about.
Yeah, marker was at the line of scrimmage. That was good defense for the Trojans. Picked up 7, broke several tackles, but that was pretty good pursuit. It's going to be a hold on Glasgow. It's going to make it 1st and 20, right at the line of scrimmage where the hold was. Nullifies about an 8-yard gain. But we had them last time 3rd and 12 and gave up the 47-yard touchdown. We've got to, so far this year we've given up big plays. I mean, Greene County big played us to death last week, and so far that pattern has continued early in this game.
Glasgow backed up to the 29-yard line. Here's Austin. Pitched it inside there, but nothing happening.
That was Jaden Franklin, and that was Andy Emmett on the tackle right there. And Andy played well last week. And we're going to give that a handoff, or
yeah, actually that was Greer, wasn't it? Was that Severio Greer, number 30?
It's number 30. Yeah, loss of 2 on the play.
Second down, 22.
Rolling out to the near side is Austin. Quick pitch coming to the near side, and finally brought down at the 35-yard line.
Good defense by the Trojans that time.
It's complete.
Host of Trojans on that tackle.
Isaiah Green, receiver there, 6'2", 200-pound senior.
Gain of about 8 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 14, similar to last time.
Ball at the 36-yard line. Mundy to the left of Austin. Takes the handoff and pass is complete. Ben Hughes.
It's going to be about a yard short where they're marking the first down. That was the bubble screen that they used. They just killed us last year on that, and that was better defended.
Grant Bowen came in from behind, got the tackle. 4th and 1 at their own 47.
And they're going to quickly go for it. And
timeout.
They were, and they just called timeout.
So the Scotties with the TO, 7:59 to play here in the first period, with Glasgow leading Barren County 7-0. We'll remind you at the end of every Trojan football game this year. We'll be naming the Trojan Player of the Game, brought to you by by State Farm Insurance Agent Chris Short. Team players lead to good neighbors at State Farm.
Got our first home game next week, don't we, Jay?
Yep. At the Monroe County Falcons next Friday night, 7 o'clock. First 3 weeks on the road.
Not really, but not at home, are they?
2 of them have been in town, I like to say.
Well, you don't get that gate, though, do you?
No. Here we go, 4th and 1. Handoff is to Mundy. He cuts the corner. He's got some more yardage going down the far sideline. He's still going. Trojans trying to pull him down, and finally goes out of bounds around, what, the 11-yard line?
On the run around the left end, as Heston Harrison gets his 3rd tackle of the first quarter.
I'm adding it up right now. That was just kind of you got a really good kick-out block on the left side right there. Gain of how much, Robert? 40. Gain of 40 on the play?
They put it on the 13, gain on the 40.
First down 10, Scotty.
And here's Austin. Hands it off on the near side. Running strong, breaking tackles and stumbling and going into the end zone.
I think they threw a flag.
Yeah, they threw a flag right at where he turned the corner.
That was Bradley, Jay, on the carry.
Yeah, well, we know about him. He ran for 200 yards against Campbellsville in the first game of the season.
He's a transfer from E-Town, though his family was from here, but still a nice little transfer, but that's going to come back. Illegal block on the back, and that's going to nullify a touchdown.
The call against Glasgow. Have the red Camaro in the
It's been all or nothing for the Trojans, and it was kind of that way the first 2 games, to be honest with you. We'll stop them for -1, -2. We'll do a really good job being in the right spots and make plays, and then boom, big plays. 47-yard touchdown, 39-yard gain. Greene County did similar things to us last week. And boy, just look at the Glasgow line, and that's what's different this year from the past. Normally our line is bigger than Glasgow's. Their line is considerably bigger than our line. And when you put speed around a big line, it's normally going to produce a good football team.
Ball's at the 23-yard line, first down and 20 for the Scotties. 3 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the near side. Desi Austin with Bradley to his left, and we've got a flag.
It's going to be on number 74, Cameron Hurt, jumping off sides. We've had way too many of those this year.
Encroachment is the call against the
Probably had 5 the first game, didn't we? 5 or 6?
Easily.
Yeah. And, all the lineman needs to really do is look at the ball.
Moves it to the 19-yard line. Austin on the run. He's found a hole off the left side, and he is in for the touchdown.
Austin from 15 yards out.
19. And that one going over the head of Slagle. Taken by Sturgeon. He's going to run it across the field, cuts back in the middle. He'll take it outside and get to about the 33-yard line, I believe it is.
Yeah, that's a good return by Sturgeon. Our field position has not been a problem. Ethan Sturgeon, 5'6", 125. We got a lot of kids about that size. Yeah, Max Pena and so forth.
Be nice to put together a long, productive drive.
We need to keep the ball. We have not shown a whole lot of signs of stopping the Scotties.
Atwell out of the gun. Taking the snap, makes a handoff, and then incomplete pass intended for, who was that over there?
I think it was number 4 for the Trojans. I believe that was Sturgeon. The ball was trying to get him on a little quick slant, and the ball was overthrown and almost intercepted, to be honest with you, by the Glasgow player who was guarding, who was covering Thomas.
2nd and 10. Here's Atwell again. Throws over to Sturgeon, but incomplete pass again.
Same exact play, same exact result. Except that ball was better thrown that time. That time the ball was very catchable by Keith. Problem when we don't catch passes is the clock stops.
And our best defense might be keeping it rolling away from them.
Third down and 10 on the 33. Here's Isaac Atwell. He's going to air it out. Long downfield. It's overthrown.
Trying to get to Matthew Bellamy, and Matthew Bellamy did have a step on him. The ball was, Isaac's got a good arm, just overthrew him about 2 yards. So that possession lasted, what, 15 seconds? What was that? It's
still more than 30 seconds.
Yeah, 7:18 left in the first quarter.
3 incomplete passes, and we'll give it right back to Glasgow. But gaining a yard.
Yeah, in fairness to Jeff, though, I don't know if we can run the ball too effective either because of their size.
Jasper Mundy is the punt returner.
Good kick.
That one's going to take a bounce and roll around and down around the 34.
Yeah, good kick by Isaac. Did not get a break in terms of the roll. Kind of bounced backwards and then sideways, but the ball was punted well.
7:08 to play, first period. Glasgow 13, Barren County 0.
The Scotties take over, first and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
3 receivers out to the left side for Glasgow, one to the near side. Mundy to the right of quarterback Desi Austin. He takes the handoff, going to the far side of the field, turns the corner.
Coming back.
And the flag back up here at the 33-yard line.
Yep, it's another one of those sweeps to the left, and it's coming back another hold in the backfield. That's going to make it about first and 23. That's their 4th penalty.
Holding is the call against Glasgow.
Has not affected them one time.
Usually those first and 20s are backbreakers for most teams because that's hard to get, but their big playability and their speed, it's not for them.
When you are faster than another team, you can make up a lot of ground. That's correct.
It doesn't have to be anything fancy.
No, you don't have to run trick plays. You know, you're always a threat to pick up several.
So the Scotties back to the 23-yard line. Sending Murphy in motion to the near side. Here's the snap to Austin. The throw over to Murphy. Murphy's got some running room, and he's tackled. And, boy, it's getting a little bit rough out there after the play.
Desi Austin's pass is complete to Griffin.
It's going to be a face mask on the Trojans.
On the tackle.
Did they throw the flag?
Did they?
No, he got him by the shirts. What they said. The Glasgow faithful erupted like it was a
worst caller,
like it was the worst call ever. But it was he grabbed him by the shirt, according to the referee. So gain of 6 on the play. I'll give him 8.
Make it second down and 12 for the Scotties. And a handoff coming to Mundy. Mundy will take it up to the 38.
Gain of about, 5 on the play? Zach New on the tackle. That's Mundy's 3rd carry for 44 yards.
Third
down and 7 for the Scotties now. We got Bradley back in the backfield. And here is the throw. It is going to be caught. And a first down for Glasgow as they run it into Trojan territory at the 48-yard line at Ben Hughes.
Gain of 14. And again, the frustrating part about it is they overcame another over 22 yards, like first and 22.
Yeah, you stop them, and then
that's they've overcome all 4 of their penalties.
Desi Austin looking to throw. He's going to air it out. It's going to be almost intercepted.
Good coverage that time by Goldsmith on the play. They played that just right. Matt Goldsmith from the safety position. Sure he'd like to have caught that. But still, that was good coverage by the Trojans.
Second down, 10.
Second and 10. 2 receivers each way for the Scotties. Handoff coming to Mundy here on the near side, trying to cut back in the middle. He's going to be tackled for a loss. And that'll put it back at the Scotty 46-yard line.
Yeah, it was Stanton Gott on the play. Nice play by the Trojans.
Great pursuit, didn't get the corner.
Again, it's been all or nothing for the Trojans. Either minus yards or giving up big plays. That was perfectly played.
3rd down and about 14. 2 receivers each way. Austin with Bradley to his right. Takes a snap. Drops back. He's looking. Still looking. Still looking. Out throws it, and it's going to be complete. Right at the 43, I believe it is. Maybe the 44. Let's check it.
Going to be short with the 43. Yeah, gain of about 7 on the play.
Austin is just so calm in the pocket. He has all day to throw. That line's doing a good job. We've got to get some pressure on him. And he did move out of the pocket a little bit that time. But still, it's hard for a DB to cover for as long as he's getting back there in the pocket.
4th and 5. Let's see if we can get one stop here.
Austin looking. Getting chased. A lot of pressure, but he gets away. And he's running down the near sideline. Tackled out of bounds. It's going to be a 1st down.
Yep, just missed him. We had 2 shots at him, and Gibson Lowe eventually knocked him out. Just flat missed him. Listen, he's not an easy person to bring down, in fairness to the Trojans, but we did have a shot at him. I think it was Wyatt Pedigo was the first one that had a shot.
Yep.
And then Andy Emmett.
Gain of 7 again.
A 1st and 10 for the Scotties. Handoff is to Mundy. He finds a little opening and runs it down to about the 23-yard line.
Way up the middle, tackled by Matthew Bellamy. 1st down.
Mundy rather shifty on that run.
Trojan 21.
Gain of 14.
All at the Trojan 21-yard line. A pass in a crowd there intended for Griffin Murphy. Incomplete in the 2nd and 10.
For Griffin Murphy.
Desi Austin is 6 out of 9 so far, right around 80 yards and a touchdown.
2nd down, 10.
All at the Trojan 21. Handoff coming to Bradley. He finds a hole, taking it right down the middle, and tackled, well, let's see, about the 3.
I have no way that we can tell from here. I can't. But
3.
Pretty good job there, Jay. Gain of 18. That is Bradley's first official carry of the night.
So the Scotties threatening once again. A handoff to Mundy. He's sweeping around to the left side, trying to cut the corner. And helmet goes.
He can't keep
He's
playing.
going to run it in.
That's a flag.
They're going to stop it back up here.
Yeah. It's going to be a dead ball. That was good defense until the very end. Grant Bowen was over there, and we got the face mask right there. It looks like there's a face mask. Well, I think I see a flag over there.
Yeah.
Just trying to get a hold of them. They're so shifty and just hard for us to get the right angle, so it's going to be a penalty on the Trojans.
We got stiff arm, and when we did, we kind of reached out, and what we grabbed was the face mask, and that's the flag at the 10. But no matter what, even though he continued to run in afterwards, it's automatically dead.
Yeah, once your helmet comes on, it's dead. So it should be 1st and goal from the 4. Is that right? Or 1st and goal from the 2.
Yeah.
Ball was bone dead when the runner's helmet came off.
And here is Bradley trying to push it in, and he does for the touchdown.
Trajan Bradley off tackle right for the Scottie score.
Trajan Bradley, the sophomore running back, 5'10", 200, with the 3rd touchdown for the Scotties to make it 19-0.
And we're still 4 minutes left in the 1st quarter. I think they're going for 2.
It does appear that way as Austin with Bradley back there with him. He's going to roll out to the near side, throws it right. Oh, they dropped it. Wide open was Gavin Bird.
Gavin Bird's got good hands, too, and he will never have an easier catch in his life. Hit him right in the numbers.
So we're at 3:58 to play here in the first quarter here from Hank Royce Stadium in Scottie Field as the Trojans trail the Scotties by a score of 19-0. Start getting a few updates here on the Coca-Cola scoreboard. Open a Coke and enjoy the game. Franklin Simpson leading Metcalfe County 14-0 at the end of the first quarter.
I'm afraid the Hornets are going to suffer their first loss. That's a little bit different level of competition they're facing tonight. Too much speed and depth, I would think. Now, Metcalfe will play hard. They're going to battle them, but I don't think they can. I don't think they got enough players for Franklin.
Bowling Green up over Cenex 14-7, and Greenwood 10-0 over South Warren. That's maybe a surprise.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be close. I can see that, but South Warren hasn't lost in this area for a long time, have they?
No. And Greenwood will
they just scored again
next year.
17-0 Greenwood.
17-0. Greenwood was going to be good. The addition of the Warren East transfer just gives them some speed that they didn't have last year.
Yeah.
Here's the kick, and it comes back deep, bounces over the head of Pena. Had to pick it up about the 5-yard line. Now Pena bring it up field, and will be tackled. Body's flying in there about the 19-yard line.
That ball bounced over Max's head. He did a good job just getting back to the 19.
First and 10 Trojans at their own 23-yard line.
Yeah, the St. X Bowling Green game, I think they've played the last 4 years. They ought to play each other, to be honest with you. Both teams need competition, but they have played some classic games.
Isaac Atwell, the quarterback for the Trojans, as he hands it off. It's
Gott.
Is that new? Scott and Gott, excuse me.
Scottie line as Deshaun Mitchell
picks up a yard, maybe 2.
Gain of 2 yards.
Second down and 8 for Barren County. Trojans have 3 receivers on the near side. There's a handoff coming to Gott once again. He's trying to cut back. There's a penalty marker down.
Stanton Gott off tackle right. Gavin Bird.
Stanton got hit.
And Gott is shaken up.
I didn't like that hit that Stanton took. He was kind of falling backwards, kind of held up and got hit from behind on his way down. He got up, but
he was down. There wasn't really a need.
I agree with that. I didn't really like that. That hit was just to hit somebody, and he had his back completely almost on the ground. But he's okay. He walked off all right, but that could not have felt well. I think that was a penalty on the Trojans.
It's a procedure penalty, I think.
More than that.
That's
a hold, yeah.
They're going to do second 18 instead of third and 8.
Just got to be careful right here with the ball right there. Got to be careful with an interception.
Second down 18, ball on the 11-yard line. Snap to Atwell. Throw to Bellamy is complete. He'll bring it out to about the 22-yard line.
That's a good job of Matthew Bellamy. It's just a little, 4 or 5 yard turnaround, real quick hitter, and he picked up several yards 11. After the catch.
11 total, sorry. Make it 3rd and 8.
Three receivers right as Atwell rolls out to the right. The throw is going to be incomplete.
It'd have been a first down. It was right at the sticks. Yeah, the ball was very catchable. I think it was that time. That was Blake Terry. You know, you got to
make plays.
You got to make those. You know, I didn't say that was easy, but those are the plays that we have to catch.
For Barren County.
So we got Jasper Mundy, the punt returner for Glasgow.
Isaac Atwell in punt formation.
Atwell's a punter for the Trojans. Mundy is back at the 47-yard line. And
that's going to get a huge roll.
Nice roll.
Oh,
Mundy bobbled it on the ground, and it's taken.
Another the same exact play that happened over here the first game.
Yes, that's another stupid muff rule. You cannot pick up a dropped ball on a punt for some odd reason. And that was a touchdown for the Trojans. I think the greater concern for Glasgow right now is that Mundy took a pretty big hit, tried to field a bouncing ball, and he took a bit, and he's lying straight on his straight on his face down. That's correct, and that's never where you want to be honest with you. I hope he's all right. You just don't like to see players in that, you know.
He's got some upper body movement.
Yeah, he does.
They're looking at his lower leg. Our kids covered the punt well, and he tried to pick it up, and as soon as he touched the ball, we hit him and grabbed the
second muff that we've returned for a touchdown this year. Have not gotten credit, and that's the rule. I just like I was mentioning last time. I don't understand the rule.
Again, reward.
It's a live ball. Pick it up. You know, you can do any other thing in football when it's live, but it's obviously a fairly serious situation with Jasper Mundy, just by how he's laying and the amount of people that are around him. They just did roll him on his back, and that's good news. But there is still, what'd you say, 7 people around him?
Yep. 3 coaches, 4 coaches, and 3
trainers,
medical staff.
Yeah.
Without Dalvin Smith, I know Dalvin Smith plays a wide receiver, but he's still an athlete.
Jasper Mundy, yeah, he's their leading. I mean, he's their starting running back.
No, I'm saying without Dalvin, who's already injured.
He's a playmaker. This kid's a big time. He's one of their better players, better skilled players.
Something happened to Jasper Mundy, that would be 2 athletes that Glasgow would lose.
Well, luckily, I think he's going to. This is a lot better than they thought at one time.
Focus is definitely on the left leg. Yeah. So can't put any pressure at all on it.
I thought it was a potential neck injury. So, but he's being carried off.
I think it's more an ankle than anything.
Okay. I mean, it's clearly he's in pain, but it's better than a neck. I can tell you that. I think he may have gotten rolled over during that scrum.
Play resumes. First down.
So Trojans get it 1st and 10, 2:26. Glasgow's first turnover.
Isaac Atwell. Got plenty of time here. He'll throw it. It's batted up in the air and incomplete. It was intended for Bellamy on the near side.
And incomplete.
2 of 7 tonight passing. Really just haven't had that many offensive plays. 3 runs, 7 passes.
No, Glasgow's had.
Second down.
Has run close to 30 plays.
2nd and 10 for the Trojans. 2:23 to play here in the first period. 19-0 Glasgow. Atwell, the pass is complete. Pena.
First down.
For Citizens first down.
That's where they fake that dive, and it's a quick slant to the slot receiver, Max Pena. That was good timing. First down, Trojans pick up a close to, 15, Robert?
Actually 20.
20.
And Stanton got
either
ball carriers
God or News.
Met in there by the center of the Scotty line.
It is Stanton God.
Yeah.
Led by Henry Harris.
Not much. Probably a loss of 1 when it's all said and done.
What do you show that back up there? Is that where they tackle him?
1:50 left in the quarter.
2nd and 10, Atwell takes a snap, and he goes to the far side, cutting down the sideline. He'll take it down inside the 10, down about the 8.
Yeah, that's the first carry of the night by Isaac. Remember, he had about 80 yards last week, and that time he faked that dive and took it himself. Close to 8, maybe 9 on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 1, very manageable inside the, right around the 12-yard line.
At the Scotty 12.
3rd and 2. Atwell.
Same call.
Keeps it.
Get
far side, out of bounds.
It's going to be really close.
Yeah, he never got his shoulders turned up. It'd been nice if he could have dove for the first down. I think he's going to be about a yard short. I don't know. It's close. He may have not. Isaac may have known exactly where he was, and it's going to be a first down. I apologize, Isaac. Yeah. 1st and goal from the 8. I thought he may have been a half-yard short. So 1st and goal from the 8.
8-yard line.
2 first downs in a row.
Stanton Gott in the backfield with Isaac Atwell, and he's going to keep it. Cuts back in the middle, and he'll pick up a couple of yards.
It'll be gain of about 3. That's 3 straight carries by Isaac.
Ball up the middle, brought down by Stephen Franklin.
Got to punch this one in.
Yes.
42 seconds to go, first quarter.
Second
to go from the 5.
5-yard line.
Stanton Gott. Snap to Atwell. Hand off to Gott. Gott trying to push it in, and let's see, it's going to be stopped just shy of the goal line.
Right around the 1. So that will be the last play of the quarter, and got a shot to get on the scoreboard when we come back.
So after 1, this first quarter took 40 minutes. And Glasgow leading Barren County 19-0. You're following Trojan football on 103.7 Nash Icon.
They're strong, and there's titanium strong. Castrol.
Bauer, Trojans trailing the Scotties here as we enter the second period of play. 19-0, Glasgow on top.
But we are threatening. This is our by far the punt, the turnover by Glasgow on the punt, and we have marched it about 35 yards. And now we got 3rd and goal from the 1. Obviously, it's critical that we score. And I wouldn't be surprised this is back-to-back runs by Isaac Atwell. Out of the shotgun. We're staying in the shotgun.
Atwell will keep it. Tries to cut back inside over on the left side.
Yeah.
And
the problem,
not there yet.
Yeah, the problem with the shotgun at the 1, if there's a problem, I would think, is that Glasgow's quickness can get back to the quarterback before he can get going. So now it's 4th and goal. Probably lost a yard.
You only got to go 1 yard to get a touchdown, but being in the shotgun, that means you got to go 5 at least. So that quickness makes a difference there.
You got to hold their blocks off.
Also 1.
Yep, it's 4th and goal from the 2, and the shot clock is we're on call timeout.
Hurry.
It's 7 seconds. We got to call timeout.
We don't need to rush this one. I don't know if we recognize it.
Here's a snap to Atwell, running over to the left side, trying to cut back in, and did he
Short.
make it?
He's going to mark it short.
Yep, short.
That's demoralizing right there. He was probably on the 1 foot line.
Yeah, we were way too far away. It's kind of hard to see, but he tried to turn it up for the touchdown. He tried to dive in there and just did not get there.
I mean, big quarterback, I think that's where I know we don't do it, but I think we got to just go under center and let him fall forward. You saw last week with Greene County. I know we don't have a 300-pound center, but Greene County, 400.
They hit a 400-pound.
I mean, that makes a difference, but he was getting 10, 12 yards, just quarterback sneaking, following him right behind him.
Well, that was a good drive, and it was a tough break for the Trojans right there.
Desi Austin out of the end zone. Got away from the tackler. And he'll come it to the near side. And taken down around the 11 or 12. Hard to see with the Glasgow sideline.
Picked up 20. You want to know the difference between just making a play and not making a play. The last two plays are examples. Where we had a 3rd and goal from the 1 and couldn't score, just missed by an inch. We had a safety and could not wrap up Austin.
Hand off to Bradley. Bradley making a move inside, and he'll take it to the 33-yard line, maybe the 34.
Yeah, in fairness, these spread teams, and that's what we are. We're in this spread. Almost all spread teams, Glasgow's the same way. They do not take snaps underneath. But a gain of 12 on the play.
Desi Austin hands it off again to Bradley. Bradley busting through there and takes it up to the 45.
10, 11 at a time. And you think about this. Our defense doesn't get the momentum that their offense gets. Their defense gets a stop. Offense comes right back and marches it down the field on us. Instead, it should have been the other way around.
Yeah.
Desi Austin. Pass over to Murphy is complete. Gets to the 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, spinning, and in for the touchdown.
40,
55?
55, yeah.
55 yards.
Griffin Murphy's probably one of the quickest kids on the team. He's the only kid I've seen hit a ground ball to second base, a hard ground ball to second base, and beat it out. He's probably one of the quickest kids in the region.
That'll make it 25-0. Glasgow, 10:33 to go here in the first half.
That was about a 3-yard pass that turned into a 55-yard touchdown. They went 99 yards in less than 1 minute.
And here is the handoff coming to Bradley, trying to jump over the line, and
they give it to him.
2-point conversion for Bradley.
Yeah, I mean, with Jasper Mundy out, they don't miss much at all with Bradley. I mean, he's a big-time player. What they do miss, though, down the road, just depends on how long Mundy's out, is they're going to miss depth because they are a lethal combination. But, you know, Bradley is what I've seen, a pretty big-time back.
So Trajan Bradley with a 2-point conversion to give Glasgow a 27-0 lead. 10:33 to play here in the first half. The second quarter is brought to you by A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, reminding everyone, do not text and drive. Halftime report coming up, brought to you by Zaxby's, and our stats presented by Southern States of Glasgow and Horse Cave. We'll take another look at the Coca-Cola scoreboard. Allen County Scottsville, we talked about, leading Monroe County 29-0.
Monroe, Allen is taking this out on Monroe because they've lost 2 heartbreakers.
Yeah.
And you know, I know Allen has 92 kids out, which is an incredible amount in 4A. And they play. I'll give Allen credit. You know, since they got pretty good several years ago, their schedule that they play is really, really hard. In fact, I would argue they may have overscheduled the last couple. But they play some serious teams on their schedule. They will be a very difficult game 2 weeks from now for the Trojans.
Pena and Bellamy back. He catches it on the punt. 20, 25, up to the 30, goes to the 35, and on up to about the 40-yard line. Pretty good kickoff return for Bellamy.
We have that's been the one positive for the Trojans. You don't want a lot of practice on kickoff returns. That's our 4th. But that was about 35 yards by Matthew Bellamy.
Our average field possession this year would be
it's great.
Very good.
Barren County at their own 40-yard line.
Isaac Atwell with Zach New to his left. Takes a snap, hands it off, and trying to get some yardage up to the 43-yard line.
Down by Henry Harris.
Gain
on
of
his fifth tackle.
2 or 3 on the play. Henry Harris on the play. Tackle.
2nd and 7 for the Trojans.
Henry has made my sandwich before on the square.
I think he's made a couple for me, too, in the past. Zach New met and taking about 3 or 4 Scotties to pull him down at the 40-yard line.
That was Henry Harris, speaking of Henry, that met Zach New in the backfield. Zach did a good job not fumbling that.
Loss of 1 yard.
3rd and 9.
9.5 minutes to go here in the second. Glasgow 27, Barren County nothing. Here's snap to Atwell. He's looking over the left side, and it's going to be overthrown, intended for Blake Terry
Isaac Atwell
at about the 50-yard line.
Blake intended for Blake Terry.
And we will be forced to punt again. Let's see who Glasgow puts back there. They're going to put Griffin Murphy. Robert said, very quick, good athlete.
5'10", 135 junior.
I think he had 6 or 7 interceptions last year on defense. I believe that's the right one.
Their 3rd punt of the night.
Atwell is the punter. Another nice one.
Yeah, our kicking game has been good.
It's going to roll.
Yeah, that's Isaac's best punt of the year right there, all the way inside the 10. Unfortunately, field position has meant nothing this game.
We're probably winning that one.
Whether Glasgow gets to that RP or they start on their own 1, we have not stopped them yet. They are 4 for 4 in terms of possessions.
First down 10 at the Scotties.
Got Bradley in the backfield with Desi Austin. 2 receivers on each side. And here's Austin. Going to keep it. He's got a hole there. And trying to get some more yardage, taking about 3 Trojans to bring him down at the 30-yard line.
Gain of 18. That is the 4th carry for Austin for 64 yards. He's also thrown for 2 touchdowns and run for 1.
Back to throw is Austin. And, wow.
That's Andy Emmett.
One way to bring him down.
Tumbled over a good time there.
Yeah, Andy jumped on his back and then flipped over and made the tackle. You don't see that very often. But like I said, when you're trying to catch a moving target, you try anything, I guess.
2nd and 9, handoffs to Bradley. Bradley up the middle.
He just ran over. Good.
Still going.
Boy, he's strong. Boy,
all the way to the 47, 48-yard line. Another first down for Glasgow.
Big time.
Had him for a gain of probably 2, and he picks up 16.
Yeah, he carried
17.
Yeah, he just carried people that time. That puts him at 61 yards.
Pass is complete to Hughes at the 50. Trying to scramble for more running room. They'll run across field, back toward the center of the field. Finally push back. Get to about the 46, maybe the 45 of the Trojans.
Yeah, that's not exactly what you want to do long term if you're Glasgow, especially against teams that have more speed than we do. You don't really want to cut back across the field that way. You will not be successful.
2nd down 4. Pass is complete on the right side.
Good hit. Tackle by Zach New, yeah. That was number 10 for, it's Jaden Franklin. It's his 2nd catch of the night, but he took a pretty good hit that time by Zach New.
3rd and 1.
6'6", 183 freshman. 3rd and 1 for the Scotties. 2 receivers here on the near side, 2 on the far side. And this handoff coming On the inside to number 28, that's Oates. And he'll get the first down for Glasgow at the Trojan 39-yard line.
That was Heston, Harrison, and Emmett again.
Trojan 39 as Andy Emmett makes the tackle.
Andy continues to make plays. I can't keep up. That's their 13 first down so far for Glasgow.
Pass is complete on the far side to Franklin. And Franklin, if he got out of bounds or not, is inside the 30 at about the 28.
Yeah, he picked up about 12 on the play.
What, 80% of his completions probably tonight haven't gone for more than 3 yards in the air?
That's correct. Just quick hitters, and you just let your athletes make plays.
Pass coming to the near side. That was overthrown.
Yeah, that's all
intended for either Murphy or Hughes.
Just he had completed 5 in a row, and that ball was just slipped out of his hand.
You got 2 receivers on one side, and really all you do is let the one crash down on the cornerback, and then he has to make a play the rest of the way to get any yards.
And they try to get a play off about every 15 seconds. I mean, it's a no-huddle offense.
But official time here.
We got 7, good gracious, we've got a while to go. 7 minutes left and a half.
Long half.
29-0, Glasgow.
Almost an hour. Dropping back, the pass is complete to Hughes. Hughes on the run, and finally tackled from behind.
Complete to Ben Hughes over the middle.
Good hustle by, is that Grant?
First down and 10 for the Scotties at the Trojan 11.
17.
Gain of how many?
17.
17. I think it was Grant Bowen winning it on the play.
Trying to get the chains moved.
They can't keep up with this pace.
Yeah,
the chains.
And here is Austin. Austin trying to make his move into the end zone, and he does.
Can't wrap him up around. Try to wrap him up around the numbers. You got to tackle. 11-yard touchdown.
To be honest with you, those are just better athletes than we've got right there. When you put better athletes on one-on-one situations, there's not much chance. And that should get the running clock.
33-0.
No,
they got to get the 2-point
conversion. Got to go for 2.
Yeah, and they're going for 2, and that would. You got to get to 35, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Bradley.
Boy, that kid can run.
And he is in.
He just runs over people.
He's a little bit different type of back, to be honest with you. He's got, not only he's got speed, he's got a lot of power, boy. He just runs through people.
He kind of looks like Jerome Bettis type running back, just wide shoulder and takes that initial contact and gets more yards after the carry than he does, or more yards after the contact.
Yeah.
35-0 Glasgow, 6:56 to go in the first half.
And the clock.
We'll see the running clock now.
And if you don't think a running clock makes a difference, you just wait. This half will end quickly. It only stops for timeouts and injuries. Yeah, and after a score.
Well, yeah.
And the second half, it won't last 30 minutes.
Greenwood 17, South Warren 0.
And I'm still a little surprised with that score. Greenwood and South Warren.
I'm not surprised that Greenwood is ahead. I'm surprised it's 17-0.
Yeah, that's a halftime score.
Greenwood is I thought they would be really good this year. I thought they could play with Bowling Green, perhaps, especially with the transfer from Warren East.
Willie Reynolds transferred over.
Because their quarterback is really good. Jackson Adams.
Yeah, right.
Really, really good.
And we've got to go down there this year.
Bowling Green leads at 17-7 now, halfway through the second.
Some good football in the city in Bowling Green tonight.
Noah Howard for Glasgow kicks off from his 40. And that one's going to bounce and roll around at the 10-yard line, taken by Keithan Sturgeon. Sturgeon trying to turn, and he's going to be tackled about the 22-yard line
by Ben Hughes.
Ben Hughes downfield to make the hit.
I think the clock's supposed to run now, isn't it?
First and 10.
Well, I thought so.
And 35 points to run.
He had wound it, though. I'm not sure if he...
I don't think it's supposed to stop.
Unless they've changed the rule.
No. Plus 35. I didn't think it was 35, isn't it? Thought it was on the money.
And run it downfield. Nice run. Taking it all the way to the 40-yard line. Zach New.
15-yard gain.
For a Citizens first down.
It's a 1st and 10 for the Trojans.
Well, they've stopped it again. Is that just to move the chains?
No.
Shouldn't stop to do that.
Shouldn't stop.
Handoff coming to New. And going to be about a yard loss.
Zach New meets the center.
Tackled around the 39.
No gain.
Second down and 10 for the Trojans.
And I don't think it matters if it's in the first half or second half either, does it?
I didn't think so.
I think it just runs.
Here's Adwell. And way overthrown. Intended for Sturgeon. Robert's got the rule over there.
36.
Oh, it's 36. Well, it's 45 in basketball, right?
What?
35. 35, I'm sorry.
36.
35 in basketball, 36 in football.
Okay.
You'd think they would keep it both the same.
Third down 10.
6 touchdowns, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
Third down 10 for the Trojans. And we're going to have official time or timeout by the Scotties. Well, time for a Coca-Cola scoreboard check here as Allen County Scottsville still leading Monroe County 29-0, unless you've got an updated score.
X just scored a touchdown, or I'm sorry, a field goal, so it's 17-10 with 28 seconds left in the first half.
So the people at Tompkinsville are not going to be happy down 29-0 to the Scotties.
17-10, what was that one?
17-10, Bowling Green over St. X.
St. X. Okay. 6:14 to play here in the first half.
Battle of I-65, right? Bowling Green and St. X?
Yep. Franklin Simpson 27, Metcalfe County 6 at halftime.
I think Metcalfe's goal is just to kind of get out of there healthy, right?
Mayfield 34, Paducah Tillman
I would think
6.
so.
Mayfield 34, Paducah Tillman 6. Well, Mayfield's a powerhouse, aren't they?
Best team in 2A, I would say. That's not what the 2A folks did not like it when they moved up from 1A.
Nope. And here's the throw from Adwell. Intended for...
Yeah.
Not sure who that was. I guess Blake Terry.
Yeah,
Matt Goldsmith was in the vicinity.
Yeah, Isaac just had to kind of... He faced some pretty heavy pressure that time. Just had to get rid of it probably earlier than he wanted to. And that would be 4th and 10. This would be our, what, 5th punt or 4th punt? Fourth punt.
4 punts, a turnover, and a failed 4th down conversion.
Well, that's good news for Glasgow long term. Jasper Mundy, who they thought was seriously injured, he's up and kind of jogging on the sideline, so I'm happy for the kid.
And here's the punt by Atwell.
Good kick again. High, a little bit to the
left.
But got a good bounce.
And it will stay in bounds and stop at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, you know, this is where I'm not being critical in any way, but if I'm in Glasgow's situation, this is where I would want to practice catching those punts. You know what I'm saying? Not return them, just catch them. Because down the road, you're going to save a lot of yardage if you catch those punts. And I understand they've already fumbled one and so forth, but I must have said something because I feel a text in my phone. So something I've said has drawn something here.
Bradley on the carry. Over on the right side, he'll pick up 2, maybe 3. Let's see where they spot it.
When it's not going to roll into the end zone.
They gave him more than that. I had a bad angle on that one.
Yeah, gain of 5.
When the punt's not going to roll into the end zone, other than muffing it, what's the disadvantage into coming up and fielding it?
That.
I mean, you can fair catch it and not get hit.
Yeah, that.
2nd and 5, Austin.
Dropping it.
Looking.
Wide open
Ben Hughes. Here at the 43, 45, up to the 50, 45. And it looked like he stepped out of bounds, but he stayed in bounds and tackled at the 42-yard line of Barren County.
First down and 10, Glasgow.
28, 32 on the play, 33 yards. What was that, Robert?
Yeah, I'll agree with you.
Gain of 33. That's, wow, that is 14. That's 15 first downs this half.
Handoff coming to Bradley. Down the middle, still running.
Good gracious.
He is so strong.
Bradley up the middle for the Glasgow
Down to the
Scotties.
32-yard line.
That's a first down.
Gets another,
right at it.
Another tackle, his 7th of the half.
Gain of 9. That puts him at 75 yards.
Yep, they'll give it to him.
It didn't look like it, but I guess
he motioned it, but he changed that move. There we go.
Well, they went ahead and gave it to him.
Got a new back in there, Silverio Greer. And here is Austin running strong down the middle. Spinning, going down at the
Desi Austin up the middle on the quarterback.
15 or the 16-yard line.
Gain of
That
16.
too makes the stop after
That puts him at
first down.
at 93 yards. And 3 touchdowns, by the way.
Desi Austin limping a little bit out there.
Yeah, a little twist there on the tackle.
He just flips it off to Murphy, and Murphy shifting around to the right side. And
Griffin Murphy around right in.
And I believe he got the first down.
And got a little fight break out.
It's amazing there's not a flag at all in the middle of all that.
Fight, whistle, something. I couldn't tell who was involved, to be honest with you, because I was watching the play, and it was
too much of a crowd.
It was a long way away from the play. That's Griffin Murphy's first carry, gain of 9 on the play. They're not even stopping things. I tell you what, these referees are considerably quicker than the first.
They've got reservations at Applebee's, I think.
Yeah.
Timeout,
I like
Barren County.
Timeout Barren, and I think Coach Griffith is going to have a little conversation with.
It was our kid on the bottom of all that, so
yeah.
I'm not saying we didn't instigate it or do anything to have a part in it, but he's just asking, you know, how can you have that little scrum and not a flag like him taking up for his kids like any coach should. Garmin's going to go get involved in it.
That brings Coach Garmin out here.
That timeout was just to see what in the world was going on.
Allen County, Scottsville 29, Monroe County 7.
Completely different game management from this crew than we had in the Metcalf game.
Yes, they don't huddle very much, which I like. The officials, they make the call and they move on. This is a rather long break. I think Jeff spent the entire time talking to the head referee. And Coach Garmin spoke to 2 other ones.
Play resumes, 2nd down 1.
2nd and 1 from the 7 for Glasgow. Here's a snap to Austin. Austin looking left side, lobs it over, and caught. Is it caught? I couldn't see it. I was blocked off here.
Ben Hughes.
So Ben Hughes with a 7-yard pass play.
Going to have an unsportsmanlike conduct on. Got an unsportsmanlike conduct call on. It's going to be on Ben Hughes, I believe, for a little gesture after the play. It wasn't that bad. Pros happens all the time, but anyway, that was just a fade route. Our defensive back got turned around and did not really see the ball. But anyway, how long was that, Jay?
7.
7-yard touchdown. It's Desi Austin's. He looks like Jackson for Louisville tonight. He's run it for 3 touchdowns and thrown it for 3. It's a pretty good night.
I think Louisville and Western have both scored while we've been playing again.
Yeah, really. That's 18 first downs, too, by the way. They're going for the extra point, and now the clock will run.
Noah Howard's kick is up, and this one is good.
Noah Howard's extra point attempt is good.
Well, we finally got to the
19 remaining in
threshold, to the
Glasgow 42,
mercy rule.
Barren County 0.
And that will, and the way things are getting chippy, you know, this is not easy for the kids, because not only is it we're getting, I think it's fair to say, manhandled with them. That's not saying nothing that's not true, right? I mean, it is a domination right now by Glasgow, and you add to the fact that this is the last year the two teams are going to play, and you can't hide the fact that our kids hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some frustration out there, and you've kind of seen it a little bit here. It was fine for a while, but you kind of noticed things here lately, a little bit more frustration on some things. So
the only kids that'll have a chance to see Glasgow again are freshmen, and most of the freshmen aren't even out there.
Right. So the running clock is probably a good thing.
.4:19 to play, second quarter. Glasgow 42, Barren County nothing. You're listening to Trojan Football on 103.7 Nash Icon, WHHT FM, Cave City, Glasgow, Bowling Green.
Noah Howard tees the ball up for Glasgow.
Got Pena, and let's see who else is over there. Can't see the number.
Blake Terry.
Sturgeon.
Is it Sturgeon? Okay. Howard will kick off from the 25.
Good kick.
Kicks that one long. That's going to bounce and roll down to, we'll call it dead down at the what?
Yeah, once it goes in. No, went to the end.
They went in? Okay.
Yeah, once it gets to the end zone, it's dead in Kentucky.
The ball goes into the end zone.
Just got into the end zone, though.
Automatic touchback by high school rules. Barren County takes over. First down and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
.409 and rolling.
It should play out where this could be the last possession of the half with the clock running with 4 minutes to go.
Zach New in the backfield with Isaac Atwell. He takes a snap, comes to the near side on the throw. It is going to be complete and hit at the 25-yard line. Max Pena
And Max took
on
a
the
big
reception.
Hit, he got right up.
Pena on the reception.
So Vario Greer made the hit that sounded loud. It was loud.
Yeah, you could hear it up here.
Yeah, but Max got right up. Pick up about 4 or 5.
Atwell hands it off. And
Zach New
trying to struggle to get a couple of extra yards.
Dead. Come on.
He's still going. He never did bring him down. But he should have been brought down a lot earlier. Good hustle by Zach New.
Leads the charge for the Scotties.
First down for the Trojans. Gain of probably 6 or 7 on the play.
First down 10.
Depends on where they put it. 8.
Yeah, I would say this crew's a little bit more. I'm going to use the word casual.
I think that's fair.
Yeah,
fair.
Kind of casual on some of the
nonchalant, casual.
That's correct. And that has its good moments.
They're not from around here. We've never seen those names, so they don't.
None of them familiar. Here's Isaac Atwell dropping back. He looks, a pass intended for Blake Terry.
Oh man, if he had a little bit more time.
We've got a flag there at the end.
Yeah, it's going to be on. I know 57 Aaron Kearney was in the middle of that little skirmish after the play, and so was the Glasgow kid, and it's going to be on Glasgow. It's going to be a personal foul. Unsportsmanlike.
Personal foul and sportsmanlike is the call against.
Yeah, if he was able to stay in there just a little bit, that would have been a nice gain.
Glasgow.
That's their second unsportsmanlike Glasgow's had. Puts them at, that's their 6th penalty for 65 yards.
We've done pretty good penalty-wise.
That'll put it at the 49-yard line.
Now it is, I guess penalties is one of the things that does stop the clock. Now it rolls
First
again.
down 10, Trojans at their own 49-yard line.
Timeout Glasgow.
Timeout Glasgow.
Coach Garman is a little heated for somebody that's up 42-0. I know he wants his team to play, you know, it's more than tonight. He wants his team to play with discipline. Down the road, you can't be affording, you know, missed assignments and losing your cool and so forth. I don't have a problem with that. He went out there and kind of said a few things. I think he's also mad at the officials a little bit.
As a coach, you don't necessarily like nonchalant officials sometimes. It's good for 3/4 of the game, but if there's anything controversial, that doesn't come off
that's
very
right.
well.
That's right. I agree with that.
Almost 2 minutes. Ran off real quick.
I can't remember this many offensive plays that I have written down for the opposing team in one half. And I'll have that for you later, but it is a ton.
Isaac Atwell, Zach New to his right. Now he's going to switch sides and go left. Here's a snap, and he'll throw it right in the middle there.
Good throw.
Good catch, too.
Max Pena again.
Across the middle.
Gain of close to 10. Tell you what, Max is a tough kid. I'll tell you what, he's not very big, but boy, he's a tough kid.
He's a competitor.
Yes, he is. Gain of 8 on the play.
2nd and 2. Zach New to the right of Isaac Atwell. He'll take the handoff and brought down at the 40-yard line.
He's going to spin forward for the first down after there wasn't really anything there. Kept his feet moving and
Aurelius Greer.
Picked up 2, 3.
It's a first down, Barren County. At the Scottie
So good for a Citizens first down.
40 yards to go, and the clock will be close to a minute to go when we get this snap off.
2 receivers each way. Here is the throw downfield intended for Matthew Bellamy.
Trying to get to Bellamy there. Trying to go for the home run. Pretty good coverage that time. Of course, when you make these long throws and the clock keeps running, you know, the clock is now going to be all the way down to probably 35 seconds the time we snap it.
You really got maybe 2 plays at most.
That's correct, unless you want to call a timeout. The clock's under 30 right now.
Play clock at 10. Atwell. And that pass hits the hand of Colton Thomas.
Penalty marker on the play.
Got another penalty. Got another penalty. This is a personal foul on Barren.
It's going to end the half.
Yeah. Maybe it's a good idea we do take a halftime break.
Barren County.
Our score here at halftime at Hank Roy Stadium, Scottie Field, it is Glasgow 42, Barren County nothing. We'll return with our halftime report brought to you by Zaxby's, a proud sponsor of Barren County High School football. Come by Zaxby's on Happy Valley Road before or after the game. You're listening to Trojan Football on 103.7 Nash Icon.
I think they're going for the newest McPick too, Rick. Nice hustle up to the counter.
school yesterday. The boys cross-country team won looked like a 4-team match. Barren had 19 points. The low scorer wins in this sport, Jay. Metcalf was second, Edmondson third, and Allen County Scottsville fourth. Individually, overall, second place was Brandon Reed. Fourth place was Matthew Reed, and fifth place was Ethan Kitek. Cross-country girls also won. Same meet. Barren County came in first, Metcalf second, Edmondson third, and Allen County Scottsville fourth, Hart County fifth. Individually, Kirsten Thomerson for Barren County was the overall winner. Congratulations to her. Kayla Roeder came in second, and fourth place was Jenna Brooks. Last night, the Trojanettes took on Franklin Simpson in volleyball on the road and lost 2-0. I think the one score was 25-23. The other one was 25-20. Soccer last night, the Trojan boys team defeated Butler County 3-1. I think that makes our record, I believe I'm right, like 3-2-1, something like that. I should have written that down. It's in that neighborhood. I know we have a tie. I may have two ties. Tuesday, August 30th, the soccer team got their, I believe, fourth win. They defeated Clinton County 10-0. A host of Trojanettes scored goals in that win. Volleyball on Tuesday it was a good road win for the Trojanettes. They defeated Metcalf County 2-0 at Metcalf. That was good for them. And then Monday night, the golf team, girls golf, defeated Greenwood 170-184 individually. Michaela White, 37. That's good. Lily Shipley, 43. Carly Delk, 44. Marley Shirley, 46. And Jill Florence, 46. JV girls also had an opportunity to play 9 holes for the first time this year. The members are McKaylee Bowles, Chloe Sharp, Maddie Anderson, Addison Shepley, Rachel Britt, and Stella Simmons. Monday night, the boys soccer team lost to Clinton County 4-1 at Clinton. The girls soccer team defeated Monroe County 5-0. So 2 good wins for the Trojanettes this week. And soccer, the volleyball team Monday night lost to Clinton County at home 2-0. And then last Saturday, there was some action. Girls golf, Barren County finished 5th out of 18 teams at the Bullitt East Invitational. I'm glad you put 5th out of the number of teams. Sometimes, and some I've heard in the past where you've been 4th out of 5th, but we don't tell how many teams. So that's good. 5th out of 18 is good. Individually, Michaela White shot at 91, Courtney Withrow 93, Jill Florence 94, Carly Delt 97, Lily Shipley 109, and Marley Shirley 113. Also last Saturday, the girls soccer team played at Warren Central. They played 2 different teams and they split. So overall, we went 3-1 in soccer with the girls. They defeated Louisville Moore 3-2, and Warren Central defeated us 5-0. And then the boys golf team in the Trojan Invitational that we hosted last Saturday at the Barren River Lake Golf Course played, and we finished with a score of 386. I don't know where that puts us, but anyway, individually, John Brewington shot a 78. That's pretty good at Barren River Lake. I can tell you that. I can't shoot 78. Grant Markham, 95. Caleb Mitchell, 100. Cooper Alls, 113. And Evan Johnson also participated. Tennis, even though it's not tennis season, we still have some of our tennis players competing. Rebecca Hurley advanced to the semifinals of the Glasgow Open Tennis Tournament in the girls 18 and under singles division. Mackenzie Alvey and Carrie Disman, by the way, 2 very fine political science students, Jay, I have to say that, competed in the girls 18 and under doubles division. And the cross-country last Saturday night, Warren East hosted a cross-country, a night race, I believe, or at least as close to night, it was around 6. Kayla Roeder placed 15th overall in the Warren East cross-country Twilight Light Run.
What's a Twilight Light Run?
It starts late, around 5 or 6 o'clock.
Light run?
Yeah, well, light when it's kind of light, darkness, that type of deal.
When I got that email, I thought, is that a typo? Twilight Light.
No, I think that's right. It is at twilight. I don't know about the light run, so it's probably under the lights. So a lot going on.
Yep.
Very, very, very busy week, to say the least. We are now in full fall sports. Everybody is going right now in fall sports. And even the ones that aren't going that are not fall sports. Winter sports, spring sports, it seems like to me they're doing something, working out or something. So it's a busy time on the hill.
And I appreciate all the coaches emailing, texting me scores and results from not just varsity sports, but I also post middle school, JV, freshman.
That's right.
Got it all online, and you can check it out each day. We post it online every day from the games from the night before, whether it's volleyball, soccer, golf, tennis, whatever. And we put that online at barrenschools.com and click on athletics and the sports report, and you're there, and you find out all the information that John just read.
That's right.
Well, we'll take a break, and we'll come back and get set for the second half as Barren County trails Glasgow 42-0. And it's time now for this week's school spotlight. It's Barren County Middle School. .35 here on Nash Icon, 103.7.
What's the latest score with Monroe?
Latest I had 29-0 Allen County Scottsville.
Well, it is 8, close to 8:40, 8:36. This half will be less than 40 minutes.
Yeah, I would say we'll be done by 9:30.
Allen County's up 37-7.
37-7. They scored again, and
I think they hired a new basketball coach today, didn't they?
There was a press conference this afternoon. Not sure who they named. Do you know?
No, I was expecting you to have that information.
If anybody knows, text one of us.
Oh, don't know.
You need a few texts, John.
No, I don't want any.
Here's a kickoff by Glasgow, and that one is going to be fielded at about the 8-yard line on the far side of the field.
Fumble.
Got a fumble, and let's see. Oh, that body's flying everywhere.
I think we retained the ball.
It's on the Barren County sideline.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who got it, but we got it.
Here's a score for you. John Harden, 62, Warren Central, nothing.
It is amazing what's happened at Warren Central. Amazing. And it doesn't, they've got very few players, and they got a schedule like St. X has got, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Barren County moving left to right. Isaac Atwell hands it off and trying to get some more yardage, struggling.
It's
Zach New trying to get to the 30-yard line. I think they'll give him forward motion there. Got pushed back to about the 28.
Yeah.
I'm at Glasgow.
Sixth tackle of the ball game.
It's an odd timeout.
Very odd timeout.
Getting Henry Harris off the field there, subbing him out. Not sure why you have to take a timeout for that, but they did stop the clock and run it again.
Second down 8. Zach New in the backfield for the Trojans. Isaac Atwell out of the shotgun. Takes a snap, comes through the hands of Pena at the 35-yard line.
That was Silverio Green. Another pretty good hit on Max Pena. Max got right back up.
3rd and 8.
The ball was high, overthrown.
3rd down 8.
New in the backfield. Here's a snap to Atwell. He's looking, fires it across the middle through the hands of Blake Terry.
Perfect throw.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
just couldn't catch it.
No.
Just couldn't pull it in.
That was a perfect throw. And that was a first down, and actually there was running yards right there on that one. You can't throw it much better than that one. 4th and 8.
We'll get Griffin Murphy back for Glasgow. Isaac Atwell, the punter for Barren County.
No, I tell you what, I'm going to give Isaac Atwell credit.
And that box is blocked, picked up, and Glasgow's going to run it in. Eric Bradshaw, 5'8", 218, a junior.
Yeah, they I kind of had a funny feeling they had a chance earlier in the game, and they kind of backed off of a block, and Isaac really had no chance to make that punt that time. Easy block and just easy. The penalty is all the way back at the actual, like the first down marker could be. Probably a sideline warning, something.
Yep.
No, that's more than that. Another unsportsmanlike on Glasgow.
A sideline warning against Glasgow.
I think it's after the touchdown, but boy, they've had it. No, it wasn't a sideline warning. That was unsportsmanlike conduct call.
Is that marked off on the kickoff then?
Yeah, I believe so.
After the touchdown.
Right.
Nothing Glasgow, and it appears that Howard.
I think it's a good time to practice our extra points.
Austin's the holder.
These are critical down the stretch in close games.
Kick by Howard is up.
He's got a good leg.
And it's good.
Yeah,
last two of them look good.
Yep, got a good leg.
5'7", 120 junior.
I was going to say before the punt was blocked about Isaac. He is a really good young man, to be honest with you. I really like him. Got to know him a little bit. In the last year or so. And his composure. You notice the one kid out here that's all this, you know, we've seen a little ruckus here or there or whatever. Isaac is never around the ruckus. He's there's been several balls he's thrown that should have been dropped. I have not seen him, you know, drop his head or yell at anybody. He just keeps getting up and keeps playing. And I was talking to him about the year and everything, and he really enjoys being a quarterback. And for somebody who's been on the line for 2 years and then was hurt and didn't play last year, he really, you know, I think he wishes the team could play better at times, but he's enjoyed playing that position. And he just, I like his composure, and he plays with class out there. And not everybody can do that, especially when you're just getting.
Definitely something to be said about.
Yeah, and I'm just, you know, I like to watch body mannerisms and attitudes, you know, when players are going well and also when they're going bad. You know, it's kind of a sign of your character a little bit. And he's got a good one.
Sportsmanlike penalty was called against Glasgow.
Pena and Bellamy, I believe, is back for Barren County.
On this kickoff.
And squib kick. Oh, that was hard. Colton Thomas had to almost bounced over his head, and he pulled it down and at the 43-yard line. Took a big bounce.
It'll be first down and 10 for the Trojans at their own 44-yard line.
8:50 clock running here in the third. Glasgow 49, Barren County nothing. Isaac Atwell with Zach New taking the handoff. Left tackle, he'll take it across the 45 to the 46.
Zach New, the ball carrier. Stephen Franklin picks up the second tackle of the ball game.
Gain of 2 on the play. It'll be second down and 8 for Barren County. Colton Thomas, receiver here on the near side for the Trojans. And there's a quick pass over the left side.
Dropped again.
Yep. And that was on the far side of the field.
Again, I think that was Max Pena. How many drops have we had, do you think? 5?
I'd say catchable balls have not been called.
5, yeah. And, you know, when you're a primary throwing team, you got to catch footballs.
Two receivers each way for the Trojans. And here's Atwell dropping back. He's looking, throws it across over to Thomas. Nice catch by Colton, taking it down to the Glasgow 40.
Yeah, I think that's Colton's first catch since the first game.
It is.
Gain 14 and a first down.
That was a deep slant pattern, post pattern, and a good throw, and a nice catch that time by Colton.
At the Scottie 39-yard line.
Atwell out of the gun. And a handoff to
Zach New again.
He'll get it to the 35.
For Barren County.
Gain of at least 4 on the play.
Zach comes up limping a little bit.
Picks up.
Stanton God comes in to replace him.
Gain of about 5.5. Atwell over the left side, and that ball could have been intercepted.
Trying to get it to Bellamy, and he took a big shot. The ball was overthrown. That was, again, Saverio Greer will hit you. That's like 3 big hits he's made.
Third and 5 for the Trojans.
Third down 5.
It's Stanton Gott now in the backfield. Pass is complete. Colton Thomas breaks away from his tackler. Then he'll be brought down at about the 21-yard line. And there's a late flag.
Another late flag after the play. Another good throw that time by Isaac Adwell. Took a hit right when he threw it. Good throw, good catch by Colton Thomas. And another dead ball, unsportsmanlike against Glasgow. I think they've got more of those than we do tonight. I know that's 5 of there. 5 unsportsmanlike. Well,
gain of 13. We have 1 15-yard penalty tonight. That's it.
I think that was on Stephen Franklin, perhaps. He's coming out. Coach Garman is hot.
And now, what do we have?
Official time.
Official timeout.
Yeah, they just put the ball where Colt caught it. And they didn't march off the penalty.
I told you, nonchalant.
And the most nonchalant of them all is the guy who's responsible for marking the penalties off.
He's pretty laid back, and he's taking some chewing from the sideline, and I wish I could be more that way.
He's just hanging out.
This guy, he'll live till he's 100. I mean, nothing bothers him.
He's not on blood pressure medicine.
No. That is a skill.
First and 10 Trojans. Atwell, he's going to throw it to the left side.
Threw it low and behind him. Threw it ball
intended for Bellamy over there.
Down to 5 minutes in the third. Like I said, when that clock runs, if we eliminate the penalties, the quarter would be over. I'd like to see a score. We had it at the 1, third and go at the 1 in the second quarter and did not score. So be nice.
Second and goal from the 10. Atwell takes a snap, hands it off to the left side, and that is New.
Zach New's back in the game. Went out a little bit, but it came back. That's nice to see.
Maybe 2.
Is it third and goal? It must have been first and goal from the 10 then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So third and goal from the 7.
Third down, goes to go at the Scotties 7.
Atwell throws it left side. It's complete. And a touchdown, Barren County. Got a flag.
That may come back.
After the play. Let's see. Colton Thomas comes up limping a little bit, but
I don't know. That may not. It may have been during the play. It's going to be a personal foul on. This is going to be on Barren County.
It's going to be very close. Dead ball, though.
A dead ball.
So the touchdown counts.
Okay. All right.
And I think that was a good piece of officiating by the official. He kind of had an idea of when the play was and waited till we scored after he threw that to make it dead ball. So the touchdown counts. It'll be marked off on the kickoff.
And that was a 7-yard pass.
Just a slant route from
Atwell.
Good pitch and catch from Isaac to Colton. Colton 3 catches on that drive, 14-13, and then the touchdown of 7.
(49-6). Trojans will go for the extra point here, and Matt Goldsmith is the holder. Official time.
I think this is just to make sure everybody's calm, cool, and collected before we kick this.
Logan Sanders, a freshman, to kick the extra point for Barren County. This kick is going to be blocked, or was it shanked? I couldn't tell if somebody got a hand on it or not. It went off way to the left.
Short. 4:35 remaining in the
Score will stand 49-6 Glasgow. 4:35 to play here in the third.
Glasgow has not had the ball in the second half.
Nope.
Robert's done all the work. He keeps the Barren stats. Glasgow has scored, though. Blocked punt. So they've not had an offensive series.
Probably going to see some new Scotties on the offensive side.
I would say so. Glasgow has only played 2 games this year because one was canceled, and they've had a running clock both games.
Yep.
Not necessarily get you in great football shape yet. You know, I'm sure they would like to have a little bit more. Who do they play next week? You know? It's not Allen, is it?
I'm not sure.
I don't know their entire schedule, but they're not going to get challenged, in my opinion, in the district. I don't see it.
No.
And I don't know what they're. They used to play Allen. I do know they play Greenwood, I think, and that will be their hardest game. I can promise you, up until they get to maybe DeSales or whatever.
Third quarter is brought to you by A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home.
Glasgow plays Allen next week, then Warren East and Greenwood.
That will be a tough game for them.
And a kickoff return for Glasgow. I have to check the number.
Colton Thomas on the tackle. That is
26. That is Nick Mitchell.
Freshman.
5'9", 181.
Nick Mitchell on the kickoff return for the Scotties.
Greenwood's probably the hardest game on Glasgow's schedule.
I agree. I think Greenwood and Allen County are. I think those are the 2 tough teams. They won't have any trouble, in my opinion, with Warren East, Green. I think they're better than Monroe and Metcalf.
New quarterback for Glasgow is Thad Dial, and he takes it on his own here on the near sideline. Tackled out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Dial is 5'11", 168, a sophomore.
Grant Bowen comes up to make the hit.
Gain of 4 on the play. Bowen, and among a couple of Trojans on the tackle. Yeah, they got a whole new squad of offensive players in.
Dial takes the snap. He's going to hand it off.
That's Mitchell, isn't it?
And Mitchell loses about a yard, looks like, maybe 2.
70.
Cameron Hurt.
Cameron Hurt on the tackle. That's a loss of 2 on the play.
3 yards.
That's going to put it back at the 38.
Line of scrimmage there.
3rd and 10 for the Scotties. They've got Julian Austin in the backfield now, 5'11" freshman. 2 receivers out to the right. Austin to the left of Dial, who's the quarterback now for Glasgow. Steps back, goes left side with it. And a pass is complete to Austin Asher, 5'7", 130 senior.
That was Grant Bowen and
to Austin Asher.
Blaine Rigsby on the tackle.
Brings up a 4th down and 8.
This will be the first time Glasgow's punted the football, isn't it?
That is correct.
And look like it's going to be Michael Decker, 6'1", 199 junior to punt.
I say it's Michael.
Michael Decker.
Michael, yeah.
Confirmation for Glasgow.
Here's Decker. Whoa.
Good kick.
Is it going to bounce out of bounds?
Yeah, right around the, looks like right around the 7 or 8 on.
Michael Decker's punt is out of bounds at the Trojan 4-yard line. 1st and 10, Barren County.
On the Coca-Cola scoreboard, Greenwood leads South Warren 17-10. As South Warren just kicked a field goal.
Getting back in the game, aren't they?
10 straight points.
Bowling Green St. X. Heard any more about that one?
Yeah, I'll give you that in just a second.
There's a lot of Twitter coverage over that one, isn't there?
In the 3rd, 24-10, Bowling Green.
Trojans moving left to right here in the 3rd quarter. And here's Atwell, a handoff. And busting up the middle is Zach New. Nice run there, gets to the 19-yard line.
Gain of 12, 13 maybe.
1 minute left to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Carter comes in to make the tackle for the Scotties. It's a 1st and 10 for Barren County.
Atwell takes a snap. Going to hand it off again. Off left side. Nice run there. Up to the
in about
8:28. Zach New.
Jalen Shirley makes the tackle. After a gain of 9.
One more snap here before the end of the third. Comes to Adwell. He hands it off again. And New breaking away, trying to get to the outside. He'll be tackled at about the 39, maybe. Let's see where they spot that. It'll be about 34-yard line.
Yeah, Ryan Jones on the tackle, and that'll be the end of the quarter.
Third quarter comes to a close. Trojans get on the scoreboard. Colton Thomas with 4:35 to go. It's 49-6. Glasgow after 3. Back with the final quarter after this break. You're listening to Trojan Football on 103.7 Nash Icon.
Data-free music as providers or services may change. Taxes and fees may apply. Offers and coverage not available everywhere and subject to change. Offer, prohibited network use rules and other restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com or store for details.
You're listening to Barren County Sports on 103.7 Nash Icon.
This is Mark Wallace, Associate Superintendent for Barren County Schools, and we are BC.
Pass completed to Pena.
8 yards for Max Pena on the catch.
Second down and 3 for the Trojans. We're in the fourth quarter. Brought to you by Citizens First Bank. Come grow with us. Glasgow 49, Barren County 6.
Robert has the Campbellsville Greene County score. A little surprising.
Here is Atwell keeping it, taking it down the far sideline, out of bounds, right around the 50-yard line.
It's not Campbellsville. It's Christian. It's who is playing Greene?
Oh, Lexington Christian.
Out of bounds on the far sideline.
I had the
Lexington, Campbellsville, and Taylor County playing each other.
It's a first down.
I had the Edmonton County, Grayson County score.
Edmonton Grayson. Okay, I saw GC. It's 28-6, right? Edmonton.
That's the final, yeah.
Final.
Franklin over Metcalf, 48-6 after 3. And here's a handoff. Another good run in there as Zach New takes it across the 45 to about the 43-yard line, close to a first down. I think they're going to mark it, though, at the 45. 2nd and 2 for the Trojans. 10:38 to go in the ball game. And here is Atwell. Throws it and hits the back of Bellamy, and I believe it was intercepted. Making the interception is Ryan Jones, 5'11", 146 sophomore. Wow.
Yeah, Matthew Bellamy did not see the ball. It was just one of these.
Had his back to it.
Had his back, hit him in the back of the helmet, and the ball popped up, intercepted. Is that our third turnover?
If you count the block.
I do.
That's 3, yes. 2 interceptions and the block punt return for a touchdown.
First down 10, Glasgow at their own.
Thad Dial, quarterback for Glasgow. His running back is Nick Mitchell. Mitchell to the left of Dial. Dial takes a snap. He keeps it. Going to run it over the left side. And swung around and down at the 45. No gain.
Andy Emmett on the tackle.
We got a Trojan player that's shaken up.
Heston Harrison, a little slow getting up. Right around the point of the tackle.
I think he's okay. He's getting up slowly. And he's starting to walk off right while our Dwayne Miller gets out there and Coach Griffith. Heston Sr., about 6'2", 6'1", 181.
Don't forget, next week, Trojans have their first home game of the season against the Monroe County Falcons at 7 o'clock. 6:35 airtime here on 103.7 Nash Icon. And 2 weeks from tonight, we'll go to Allen County, Scottsville.
Yeah, that won't be. that'll be a tall task.
Play resumes. Second down 10 for Glasgow.
9:16 left to play.
Looks like we got 2 new linebackers in. 24 and 26 for the Trojans.
24 and 26 for the Trojans. Jeremy Gibson, Noah Strode, both juniors. Handoff comes to Mitchell. Mitchell stopped right at the 47.
That was Noah Strode, and Stanton got on the tackle. Gain of 1.
Of the night.
There is
3rd and 8.
Not much going on right now, other than it's a beautiful night.
Bad dial coming to the near side. 45, 50, 45. Jumps over a tackler, still running. And then tackled at the 31.
Right end on the quarterback keeper.
12-22 on the carry.
He's probably, when you say, the starting quarterback for next year.
I don't know. I mean,
unless Dalvin Smith comes back.
That's the one that I've always heard. Looks like we got a penalty right here. It's going to nullify that 22-yard carry. Looks like the penalty is at the 50. And it's a hold on Glasgow. And also a dead ball. Personal foul on Glasgow. Wow. I've got to erase my 22-yard gain. That's about a 60-yard penalty when you add the 22 yards, and then you take away you add the holding of 10, and then 15 more for the personal foul. Boy, that's a ton of personal fouls and unsportsmanlike. I guarantee you that Coach
Carmen's not happy at all.
Is not going to be happy after the game.
That's their one thing that they've not done well tonight. Just been disciplined and let plays go.
And bring it all the way back to the 20.
120 yards of penalties tonight.
We still got 3.
3rd and about 35.
A new quarterback for Glasgow, Tanner Abernathy, 6'1" freshman.
3rd, 30. 35, yeah.
3rd down, 28.
And this is Abernathy on the near side, getting some blocking there from Mitchell. And he's tackled out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
That was Gibson.
Official time is called.
Got a
Trojan down. Well, South Warren has come back with another touchdown, but they went for a 2-point conversion and didn't get it. So now they trail Greenwood 17-16.
I wonder why. I wonder if that was a botched extra point, or if they just went for it because they made a field goal, and they can kick it.
Right. That's a weird call, isn't it?
I'm just wondering how it happened.
2:34 left in that game.
They went for it. Yeah. They were stuffed on the 2-point conversion attempt.
Okay. Can't tell who's down. It's over here on the Glasgow sideline. It is a Trojan.
South Warren, and there's only 2:34 left in the game, so South Warren wanted no part of overtime. They were going for the win.
You've got the winning ticket.
Through the whole Glasgow sideline to be able to tell who it is.
Stay tuned. At the end of the game, we will name tonight's Trojan Player of the Game, brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Chris Short. Team players lead to good neighbors.
Ticket, you may present it at the concession stand for your 50% of the jackpot. The winning ticket again is 803-5099.
As soon as we get a number, we'll let you know. But right now, like I said, we're blocked by the amount of trainers. And
it is 51. That's Aguero.
Yeah.
And he is walking on his own off. That's good news. I think everybody that has been banged up has walked off the field tonight, other than Jasper Mundy, but I think he is going to survive a bad injury. He's over here. He's got some crutches, but I did see him kind of jogging, so I think he's going to avoid a bad injury.
Okay, 4th down at 20. We got Michael Decker back to punt for Glasgow. Matthew Bellamy back to receive the punt for Barren County. Long count. And Decker gets this one away. And caught by Bellamy, and he's on the run. He got
good block.
Downfield he goes. Bellamy still running and tackled out of bounds down around the 15-yard line.
Good return by Matthew. About 50 yards on that one.
He just came up and got it. Everybody kind of thought he would let it go or maybe even fair catch it. He ran up in a crowd, got it, took off.
Six minutes left. Got a chance to score again. I will say Glasgow's been very liberal in terms of their substitutions. They've not seen their first-team offense and really saw their first-team defense, I think, maybe the first series of the second half. And for the most part, they've had a lot of their backups in.
Got a new back there.
Snap to Atwell. Hands it off.
That's Tyler Bush, the freshman.
Tyler Bush getting his first carries, a freshman. 5'9", 162.
Good athlete. 88. That's not necessarily a running back number. I think he's more of a receiver, but he 8 yards on his first high school carry.
And here's Atwell cutting back. He's going to try to take it in, and he's got it. Touchdown, Barren County.
Yeah, that was the fake of the dive that time. Faked at that time to Tyler Bush, and then Isaac got outside and just kind of lowered his shoulder and ran in for two. 49-12. I say we'll go for two here.
5:39 to go in the fourth. Got Tyler Bush back there with Isaac Atwell. Takes the snap. He's going to pitch it over to the right side and complete to Bellamy.
Atwell's pass is incomplete. With 5:49 remaining in the fourth quarter. Glasgow
so it's 49-12.
Barren County 12.
Glasgow, 5:39 left to go in the game. You're listening to Trojan Football on 103.7 Nash Icon, WHHT FM, Cave City, Glasgow Bowling Green. Jay Turner with John Butler and Robert Bauer from Hank Roy Stadium. And final score in, Franklin Simpson tonight beats Metcalfe County 55-6.
Yep, I thought that was a big jump for the Hornets, to be honest with you. Franklin's got too many players and athletes. Way too many.
Yep.
Little surprised they're playing, I'll be honest with you. It's but sometimes it's hard to find games. It's not the easiest thing to do. So a little surprised that they were even on their schedule. It doesn't really fit with Metcalfe County, to be honest with you. Is the Monroe Allen game over?
I don't have a final yet. It was 37-7. Oh, I'm sorry, 49-6.
Wow.
No,
man.
I'm sorry. got the wrong one there.
Okay.
37-7, Allen, the last report.
Wow.
44-14.
44-14.
44-14.
Wow, that's big.
It's got to be. It's close to over.
And it kick sliding across the ground. Going to be taken by Canarius Flint. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. Canarius.
Flint is right.
5'8", 131 freshman.
Canarius Flint.
Canarius.
On the kickoff return for Glasgow.
This could be the last possession. 5 minutes. No stoppage, as long as the penalties can be avoided.
Yep.
And there's some new kids in. Number 19 for the Trojans.
Jackson Coots, 5'10", 127 freshman. Try to get these names if we possibly can.
21 for the Trojans.
That's Trey Carver, 6'1", sophomore.
81.
Caleb Spillman, 5'10", 126 sophomore. And this is Abernathy on the carry for the Scotties, 6'1" freshman, playing the quarterback position.
53 on the tackle.
53, Andy Emmett.
Andy Emmett continued his good play.
Andy Emmett picks up his 6th tackle of the ball game.
Second down and about 6 for the Scotties. 4:10 left to go. The clock running here in the 4th. 49-12 Glasgow. Tanner Abernathy, the quarterback. To his left is Julian Austin, and Austin receiving the ball, but loss on the play.
Andy Emmett again.
So that'll bring it back to 3rd and 9 for the Scotties. We got a receiver on the near side, which is Jalen Shirley, 5'11", 177, a sophomore.
We're down to 3 minutes left.
Abernathy looking at the play clock as it winds down. Takes a snap, hands it off. It's coming to Mitchell this time. On the near side, he'll take it to about the, 43.
24 for the Trojans on the tackle, Jeremy Gibson.
Nick Mitchell around right end as Jeremy Gibson.
2:55. It's going to be 4th and 5 for the Scotties.
Think they will go for it.
They're going to wait and let that game clock or play clock wind down.
It really, to be honest with you, doesn't really matter. You know, because the clock's not going to stop anyone.
Yeah.
It doesn't even stop on change of possession, does it? Or does it?
I don't think so. Go to the near side, Abernathy. And out of bounds at the 37.
Chris Figueroa.
And it is a first down for Glasgow.
First down 10, Scotties.
That's their first down of the half. It's
going down to 2 minutes here.
It's hard to believe. It's their first down. They've not had it very much at all. They put up 453 yards in the first half and 18 first downs.
Mitchell to the left of Abernathy. They have 2 receivers on both sides. Got Ryan Jones and Jalen Shirley here on the near side. And he's going to take a knee.
You normally don't see a knee in the shotgun.
In the shotgun, no.
I could put down -5, but I'm not. It's kind of what it was, but I'm not going to do it.
Move it back to the 41.
I like it. You avoid injuries here.
1 minute to play. Abernathy again out of the gun, takes a knee.
And one more snap will do
That'll
this
about
game.
do it, won't it?
Well, they'll do this game for a couple of years.
Yep. So they'll snap the football at the 46-yard line.
First down 10. Trojans.
Final snap of the game.
Correction. Third down.
And
that
will do it. Yeah.
Glasgow will win this game 49-12 over Barren County. Scotties led 42-0 at halftime. Had a running clock the entire second half. We'll take another look at the Coca-Cola scoreboard. We'll also name tonight's Trojan Player of the Game in just a moment. Brought to you by State Farm Insurance Agent Chris Short. Postgame report brought to you by Catherine Thomas and her staff of Southern States of Glasgow and Horace Cay. Again, the final score, Glasgow 49, Barren County 12. We'll return in a moment. This is Trojan football on 103.7 Nash Icon.
Thanks for watching BCHS Live on YouTube or local access cable television. Make sure to check out our website at barronschools.com/live and follow us on Twitter at BCHS Live. Also stay tuned to our live calendar updated weekly. That's all for now. BCHS Live signing off.